Hey everybody, and welcome to my channel. I want to thank you for checking out my videos. Thank you for commenting, subscribing, and as always, walking with me on this spiritual journey that I am currently on, and I am glad that you are a part of it. Today I'm bringing you guys a video of how to heal. I kept getting a repeated question over and over in my comments, in my emails, simply asking, how do I heal? What is the process? And how do I know when I am completely healed? How do I know what it feels like, what it looks like, what it should be? So that was a common question, and a couple others that I'll go over at the end as well that kind of tie in with that. So if you are a part of the twin flame journey and you are in separation from your twin, and you keep hearing people like readers or people telling you you have to heal before your twin will come back, and you're clueless on how to heal, how that process goes, hopefully this video will help. If you don't feel you're in the twin flame journey and you're not needing to heal from heartbreak and things of your past, this life or others, then this video probably isn't for you. But for those of you in the twin flame journey, welcome. And I hope this answers some of your questions. So I did get these questions through channeling and meditation. I did write them down, so I will be referring back to those, as well as things that I have kind of learned along the way as well. So being a third party in a twin flame relationship is one of the hardest things you'll probably have to go through. You have your values that you're constantly questioning versus your feelings for this person. You have society's opinion and words about you versus how you feel in this connection. You have so many things stacked against you, yet you prevail by the constant thought of love conquers all. This connection is something special. This is like nothing else I have ever felt before. This is nothing that I want to live without. And no matter what, this relationship is out of this world. There is something different about it. I may not know what's different about it yet. I just know I've never felt this way. I've never experienced the things that I've experienced with this person, and I want this relationship. Then you get to the point where you are at the separation phase. Whether your twin flame ghosted you, took off without saying a word, not giving you any answers, blocking you for months, years, you are left with that pain. You're left with the feeling of just utter self-destruction, and you don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. You can't explain this to just anybody because all they're going to tell you is they're not worth loving. You were just a third party. You should have known this was going to happen. Look how you guys started. All those naysayer comments. So you just feel alone. You feel like you have nobody to turn to. You have nobody to help you get through this. You can't tell just anybody about this connection because a lot of times you two are the only two that could know about this connection. So you just feel lost and alone and scared and hurt and don't know where to go from here. So just know, especially if you're new in the journey, just know that this love, this intense love that the two of you share, will conquer all. No matter what, no matter where your lives lead you, you will come back together. One sooner or later, one day, the two of you will share this life together. There are things a lot of times standing in your way that have to be dealt with first, and that's often done in the separation phase. Most importantly, know that the reason this person walked out on you, the reason why this person left, has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with anything you did, you said, you didn't do, you didn't say. You are not responsible for this person leaving. You are not responsible for this person ghosting you. Um, the reason they left has everything to do with their journey, their healing process, their healing path, their karmic lessons, their karmic debts, their journey is their responsibility, their reasoning for them leaving. So don't blame yourself. Don't rack your brain for the constant questions, because there ain't going to be no answers. That is the answer. It is not you. They left for their reason. It's part of their journey. So the two of you are not ready to share this love together in this lifetime just yet. And it's better to separate, to learn your own karmic lessons, to heal your own hurts and pains and losses, because it's better to be healthy alone than together toxic. So the twin flame journey, you separate, you go on your own path of healing. You have your own lessons to learn and things to get through and hurdles to jump. And when the two of you have both got to the point of learning your lessons, getting through life's things that were predestined for you when you got here, part of your map, then the two of you will come back together, and the universe will make sure of that. If they are truly your twin, you will be together again. So it's just in all how you both walk your journey, walk your path, but the destination is the same. So hold on tight to that. Don't lose faith. Doubt doesn't bring them in. Only faith and self-love will get you through this. So remember that, okay? For a lot of you, you need to leave the past in the past. A lot of you, that's standing in the way of your healing. You keep bringing up in your mind, in your thoughts, in your self-talk, you keep bringing up the past. You need to allow that to be in the past, stay in the past, and then heal from that, and you can leave it behind. Yeah, so okay. So my first message in the healing journey. So a lot of the same repetitive question was being asked. How do I heal? You keep saying you have to heal before your twin will come back. How do I do that? Where do I start? How do I know what needs healed? How do I know, especially if it's from past lifetimes, how do I even begin to do that? The first step in healing is being able to be by yourself. When you can sit in a room all by yourself and not feel lonely, when you don't need anyone else to entertain you, when you yourself are solely responsible for your happiness, then that's when you know you're healed. To get to that point, you have to recognize what it is about yourself that you don't like. When I was new to the twin flame journey and my partner had ghosted me, I got in the shower one night and I came out and they were gone, and I didn't see him for, I didn't even get a single text from him because he blocked me. I mean, we were perfectly happy, getting along, whatever, and just ghosted me. And I was just destroyed. I was broken down to my ground zero. And I just remember it was a long series of events that led up to this, that it was just the final straw, the final countdown to my final breakdown. And it was the official dark night of the soul for me. I had had many things that had been happening over the years before that. When I met him, I thought my luck has finally changed, only to be ghosted. And it was the dark night of the soul for sure. But I was talking to a friend of mine, and they said something that rang true for me and stuck with me for the years it's been now. And I was complaining that I'm always lonely. I hate being alone. I can't, when I would be home by myself, I would be calling my friends. What are you doing? What are you doing? You want to hang out? I never liked being home alone. I always felt lonely. Sometimes I'd feel lonely in a room full of people. And I could never get used to the thought of being all by myself. I always thought I needed somebody else to either entertain me or to complete me or to make me happy. I could never be alone and once my twin ghosted me, I felt more alone than ever. I thought this person knew me inside and out without me saying a word, and they didn't want to even stick around. So I was complaining about this one night, and they turned to me and said, well, if you can't stand to be alone with yourself, how can you expect anyone else to want to be with you? And it like hit me like a brick wall. I thought, you're right. If I can't even stand being by myself alone, why would anyone else want to be with me? So that was my first step to figuring out the healing process, because I was not fully awakened yet to the journey as well. I have I have been able to see spirits for as long as I can remember. I've been able to. I learned over the years. I mean, like little, like 4 or 5. However, my earliest memory is how early I was seeing spirits, and I've always been able to contact the spiritual realm. Over the years, I learned how to deal with that because, quite honestly, when I was little, it scared the shit out of me. But I, over the years, learned to embrace it, to learn to deal with it for the most part, to be honest with you. And until my dark night of the soul, did I ever even hear the word twin flame. Um, until I came out of that and was fully awakened to my spirit guides, fully awakened to my angels, was I really clued into how this journey works. So all my life I've been able to see spirits, but I did not have my spirit guides and my angels to help me communicate. I was just fearful of them. I seen them. I could hear them, when no one else could see them, but I was not able to communicate with my spirit guides, with my angels, until my dark night of the soul. When I came out of that and was fully awakened, did I finally have the help of them. So at this point in time, I was still alone on my journey, or so I thought. And I had no idea how to heal. I had no idea how to sit with myself and enjoy that time alone. Now I love alone time. I'm like, meditation time, peace and quiet. But then I couldn't even meditate 2 minutes in silence. And I was like, oh my gosh, it has to be at least an hour. And I was appalled that I had only been sitting there 2 minutes because I wasn't grasping what it even was to meditate, what it was to sit with myself, because I never had done it. So going within and figuring out what is it about myself that I don't even like. What is it that makes it impossible for me to sit by myself? Because once you have self-love, once you have figured out what inside needs healed and you heal it, once you have self-love, you'll never be alone, because you'll never be lonely, because you'll be able to be okay with being alone. And that is one of the most important messages and lessons that we must learn in the beginning of our twin flame journey. So that's just kind of up to the point of where I got to where I'm getting right now. And these are the messages that I channeled through my meditation on how to heal. Because the questions that you ask me, I do take to meditation and see what I can get from the spiritual realm. So these are some questions that my angels are encouraging you to ask during meditation. When you can't sit alone, when you can't sit in silence by yourself, ask yourself these questions. It may take days to figure this out. It may take a couple times to figure this out. But these are the questions they want you to sit with. So the first one: where do I need to love myself more? What area of my life am I not giving enough love and attention to? When you sit in silence and think, where do I need to focus my attention? Where do I need to show myself more love and compassion? And where is it that I am lacking the most? So write those answers down. And then you can just do like a question a day, because there's quite a few questions. And you're not going to meditate for 6 hours. You also don't need to do this during meditation. You can sit down with yourself and ask yourself these questions without, sitting in silence and, just really go through and ask yourself these questions. And this is going to start the beginning of your healing process. So, question number 2, why am I so hurt by this situation? What is it about the situation that is so hurtful to you? Is it the fact that they left without saying a word? Is it the fact that they don't have enough respect for you to give you answers? Is it the fact that they chose somebody else over you? What is it about the situation that hurts? And write all of them down. No matter how many there are, write down what about them leaving and leaving you alone hurts you. The third question is, what is it about the situation that I can take from it and apply it to my future? So what is it about this situation that you can learn from? What can you take out of it that's going to help you down the road? You know, what is it that they are trying to show me about myself by leaving? The fourth question, what is it that I am here to learn from? What is it from this situation? What am I supposed to get out of this? What am I supposed to get out of? What lesson am I supposed to learn? And a good way to find the lesson that you're meant to learn, the lesson that you're here for, is to take a look back at not only your twin connection and the separation of that twin, but look at every relationship you have had, whether it be before, after, in between your twin, no matter what love relationship, or think of all your love relationships that you have had. They've all ended, obviously. And think back and pick out any repeating things that happened in those relationships. Like my dad always told me, your picker must be broken, because I always picked the same kind of guy. Well, yeah, because I wasn't learning that karmic lesson. So you may break up with somebody and go to the next person and it's the exact same guy, but it's a different guy. That's because you didn't learn your karmic lesson from that last one. So it's going to keep repeating until you learn it. So look back at all your love relationships and find the common denominator in them all. There may be more than one, because a lot of us have more than one karmic lesson to learn. So after you have found all the common denominators in those relationships, write them all down. And then those are your more than likely karmic lessons that you are meant to pull out of those relationships. So if every single job or every single guy you have ever dated ends up being emotionally abusive. Okay, so there's a lesson to be learned in that. Why is that emotional abuse keep continuing? What lesson do I need to take out of that? What can I change for my next relationship because that lesson has taught me? Then what is it that you believe about yourself that this situation is showing me? What is that lesson showing me? What about myself do I need to take from that lesson? What situation with my twin is my twin trying to show me about myself? What do I need to show, or where do I need to show more love within myself? What is that twin trying to show me within this situation? And what can you do about it? How are you going to change down the road? What are you going to do in the next relationship that's going to prove that you have learned this lesson? And once you figure out what seems to be repeating from previous relationships, what is it that you are feeling about it? What don't you like about that repeating factor, that common denominator? What don't you like? Once you figure out what you don't like, what aren't you going to tolerate? Once you figure out what you aren't going to tolerate, you're going to figure out your lesson is learned. The next person that comes towards you, you're not going to date them because you learned your lesson. You've been there, done that, and you're not doing it again. And once you point it out and have it out on paper, the universe is going to see that you are learning your lesson, that you are pulling out from these relationships what need to be learned and focusing on what you're not going to put up with, what needs to be changed, what needs to have more love, what needs to be, how you need to be more compassionate with yourself, and so on. And then on a piece of paper separate from that, write down what, excuse me, what you want out of a relationship on one column, and on the next column, what you will not tolerate. So write what it is that you are looking for in a relationship and what you won't tolerate. Then after you got all that done, write on a different piece of paper, what do I bring to the relationship? What is it that I contribute? What is it that I bring that's positive to the relationship? And then on the other side of the paper, write what goals I have in my next relationship as far as bringing what I bring. So on one side, what do I already bring to the relationship? And on the other side, what are my goals in what I bring to the relationship? What do I want to bring in future relationships that I haven't quite gotten there yet, or that I haven't done in the past that I really want to offer my partner? And then after you have all that done, write down your relationship goals. What do you want to accomplish by coming back into union with your twin? What is it that you want to contribute to the universe? What is it you want to contribute to your partner, to your community? How can you serve? What are your goals of coming together with your twin and serving others? What do you want to accomplish? And that is the healing process. That's how you figure out what it is that needs healed. You have to do some inner reflection. When they say you have to put in the work in order for your twin to come back, if you've done your work, they'll come back. I know you've all heard that before. This is the work. These are the questions. This is the work Spirit wants you to do. Inner reflection. What is it about you that needs to change? What is it about you that needs more love, more self-love? What is it about you that you already rock at, that you're going to contribute to the relationship? What do you want to contribute to the relationship? This is the inner work that everyone is talking about. So once you heal your inside and you have that self-love, and the healing process is going to go so much quicker after you begin to do these questions, because you can apply it to any hurt that you have. Say one of your parents took off when you were a child. You have an abandonment issue. So go through these questions. What is it? Where do I need to put more love? Where do I need to be more compassionate with myself? Why am I so hurt by being abandoned by my parent? What is it about me being abandoned that I can take from this? And you can use it with anything that you are hurt from in your past, anything that bothers you that you have been through. A lot of us have a lot of hurts. Now, not necessarily do you need to pull a less, or look for common things that have happened throughout the relationships that you are in. Sometimes you know exactly what it is that hurts you. You know exactly what happened. You know exactly in your past what it was, but you can still use these questions. So I encourage you to begin that as soon as you can. If you choose to not do it during meditation, I encourage you to do it, and then after you are done, then meditate and ask your angels to help you heal from all the emotions that you just brought up. All the emotions that you wrote on paper, you now want to heal and release to the universe, and only bring in positive thoughts, positive feelings, and to remove the chaos from your life. And your angels are going to help cleanse your soul. And when you're in meditation, just picture that white cleansing light of spirit, of just divine love flowing through you, flushing out your heart, your chakras, and it's going to help you feel so much better, and it's going to help you heal. So make sure, if you don't do this in meditation, which I didn't do mine during meditation, I just meditated after, but you can do either one. But no matter what you do after you write all that down, make sure you ask your angels to bring you peace, to bring you love, to bring you healing energy, and to help you release what you just wrote down and give it back to the universe and let it go. And that's how you let it go. Another question I had was, How do I keep my mind off the constant thoughts of them returning? My angels during channeling said, do not be so concerned with love coming back. Remember that love starts within. When you love yourself, you need no worry of anyone else loving you, because you know that you're lovable then. You know that they're coming back. So don't be so concerned with them coming back. Find love within yourself first. And when you find that self-love, I guarantee you won't worry about them coming back. That's when you are to that point where you have moved forward but not moved on. That's that feeling. You're moving forward. It's okay. They can show up whenever they want, because your self-love will take care of that worry. Learn to love yourself. Love yourself from within, because it shows people the value that you have on yourself, as well as it sets the standards for people to love you. You won't put up with that low vibration bullshit if you show everyone how much self-love you have. And if they can't meet the standard, then they can't be in your life. And it shows them a boundary immediately that they can't cross, that they have to show up high vibe or out the door they go. Yeah, some of you have been asking, how do I deal with other people's opinions? I'm the third party. And my answer to that is, love relationships never make sense. Never. Especially to an outside person. The only way love makes sense is between the two people that the love is between. The love that the two of you share. Nobody knows the feeling of that. Nobody can judge that relationship, because nobody knows what the two of you feel. So for those of you who have friends that are like, oh, just forget about her, just forget about him, you should have known this was coming, look, you were just a third party, blah blah blah. Just don't even put up with listening to it. You can politely say, I don't want to hear about it. That's between me and them, and we will deal with it. Can we talk about something else? And just cut off the negativity, because this journey is hard enough the way it is without everybody else's opinions in it. And yes, they love you and they're just trying to help you, but sometimes hearing it is even worse. You don't want to hear what looks obvious to everybody else, because nobody knows the love the two of you share. So nobody can relate with you. Nobody can give you good advice, because nobody knows what it feels like to be in that connection but the two of you. So it's a lot easier just to shut the negativity off before you even hear it. And you can do that in a very polite way, like I was just saying. True love has no ending. If this is truly your twin flame, you two will be on separate paths, but you two will come back together into the same destination. So have no worry. Release this person, release this fear, and release the outcome. Because knowing that they are coming back and will be coming to your life when they are meant to is sometimes enough to be able to let it go and know that God knows what they're doing. Know that your angels are working behind you 24 hours a day, putting and orchestrating things in your life just right for the two of you to come back together. Love is patient, but don't keep waiting. This is the most important lesson that my angels gave me during channeling. So many people get stuck and stagnant waiting for their twin to return. It is very important that you don't stop your life, you put things on hold and remain stuck because they are not moving. It is important for you to move forward. If you are the divine feminine, who is more than likely and usually the chaser, it is your, I guess you could say, job to lead the way. You have awoken first. They didn't. You went through this heartache first, not them. You have to heal first. They'll follow. You have to lead the path. You have to clear the way for your divine masculine. And if you stop and wait and get stagnant, because they're waiting for you to move forward so they can follow you. And 9 times out of 10, you hear it. Oh, well, I was just about ready to move on. I was just giving up on the connection and my twin showed up. Well, yeah, that's because you're moving forward, they're moving forward, they're coming towards you. So, continue living. Waiting for them often leads to you denying yourself life's experiences. It leads you to losing out on love shared with friends, family, experiences in life, new things, trying new food, seeing a new movie, whatever the situation is. Um, you are meant to move forward first. Uh, the divine masculine will not begin his healing process until the feminine is 80% or more healed in their journey. So think about how long it's taken you to get to this place. You have to be 80% healed for your twin to begin the healing process. The twin comes to you before they are completely healed, and you help them finish up the process. But you have to be healed. And it may seem unfair because they're the one that caused you the hurt in the first place, even though they're not. They're just mirroring you and showing you what you need to work on. But that's how it feels in the beginning. That's how it feels you just feel like it's unfair. Everything about this is unfair. And just know that as the divine feminine, uh, you have a lot of duties, a lot of obligations, a lot of responsibilities in this journey. You are the leader. Divine feminine, this is a 3-year, for those of you who follow numerology, the year of the Empress. Expansion, growth, feminine, leadership. So, this is an important year for divine partners. The reason why the divine feminine is the one that is left broken more than most likely. Now, there are certain situations where it's not the case, but just because I say divine feminine, it could be a male as well. It's whoever has that more feminine energy. I swear, sometimes I relate with the divine masculine more than the divine feminine. And then in other times, because you're constantly that yin and yang energy. But more than likely, the divine feminine comes from a background where most commonly they've had a lot of broken relationships. They've had a lot of bad relationships, a lot of abusive relationships. They often suffer from childhood abuse, sexually, mentally, emotionally, verbally. Now I'm not saying every divine feminine has all those things happen to them, but they come from a past where they have been hurt a lot. They have gone through a lot of life's experiences where it was hard. They come from a hard life. They could have had a good life, but a lot of hard lessons. Where the divine masculine more than likely has had 1 or 2 serious partners. They're more than likely the married one with children, or just married in a committed relationship, usually married only once. And the two of them come together and then they separate. More than likely, the divine masculine is the runner, the divine feminine is the chaser. And the reason why the divine feminine is the chaser is the one that is left, the one that has gone through numerous trials and tribulations through life, broken down many times, and is in the final breakdown when her twin goes and ghosts or runs off or leaves, whatever your situation is, and you're left just crumbled. You're left in a heap of emotional mess. You're heartbroken. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to eat. You don't want to see people. You don't want to talk to anybody. You don't want to go to work. You are just ultimately broken down to your ground zero. And the reason behind this is because then spirit, you're awakened slightly to where to go next. And you, over time, slowly put your heart back together, piece by piece by piece, exactly the way you want it to be, building yourself up to be the person exactly who you want to be with your help through spirit. You're becoming more spiritual. You're looking for answers. You're feeling spirit, you're feeling source, you're feeling angels. They're all helping you. You're becoming more spiritual, more awakened. The connection seems more heavenly than earthly. There's a reason for that. And they're helping you put your heart together piece by piece, building your life together piece by piece until you are the most perfect version of yourself and you're healed. The reason why you have to go through all that pain is simply because you are a healer. The reason why you have to feel all this pain, the reason why you've been through numerous situations where you've been broken and then finally broken down to nothing and put back together by yourself, putting yourself back together into that empress that you know that you are, because you are sent here to heal. Your job as a divine feminine is to heal the world. And how can you heal somebody if you don't know what it feels like to be broken? It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the journey. It's all part of the path that you were chosen to walk on. You have to break down to build yourself back up, to be the most perfect version of yourself in order for you to be the healer you're meant to be. So you can relate with people, so you can help people from your perspective because you've been there, done that. You know what it feels like to be broken down. You know what it feels like to build yourself back up. And you know how wondrous it feels like when you are that person that you are finally wanted and meant to be. Your twin will come back not completely healed. It is your job as the healer to help them along the way. And the two of you will be two whole people that will come together for one soul's purpose. Your soul's purpose together serves the universe, serves the world, serves the collective. And you will then heal. You will then use your journey, your path that you have walked up to this point and share it with the world in one form or another, whether that be a counselor, a nurse, a Girl Scout leader, a whatever it is that you serve people out of the goodness of your heart, that you serve people because you want to help people, that's your soul's purpose. And you will find abundance in doing it because two whole people that you worked so hard to become can now complete their soul's purpose together as one. So I hope this helped you. I hope you begin the healing process. I hope you keep the faith that it's all worth it. Have the faith that this person is returning to you, but you got some work to do before they can. And know that it's all worth it. It's all worth it in the end. Don't bury it. Don't hide it. Don't run away from it. Don't move on from it without dealing with it, because the person that you are meant to be, the person that you can be and will be, is the best version of yourself that is ever set foot on this earth. You are about to ascend into a beautiful version of yourself that you will be so proud of, that you will be so happy with, and that you will be able to serve yourself and others along the journey. So I send you healing love and light from one light worker to the next. God bless.